What's up, everybody? This is Ben, and here is another crypto update. And we have definitely got some action, don't we? Um, I haven't had a lot of time today to watch this, but I'm catching up now. And sure enough, it has happened. It's been a two month waiting period here for the whole green line thing. Um, but here are some of my thoughts. Let's go to the daily. Whoa, what? And TradingView is kind of freaking out a little bit right now, I think, because there's so many people on it. So hopefully I can get through this video. Look at this. Look how perfectly on the daily it did this. I think it's long overdue. I wish it would have done it here. I think we'd probably be in the same place right now. If it would have done it here, we probably would have come up and checked again and then come up and checked again. And none of this, and people wouldn't be stuck up here with higher orders. But this is what it did. And so this makes the most logical sense. Like I said, and you guys know, I've been preaching about it for a couple months. And I'm going to do, this is just going to be a quick update right now. And then I'm going to get on here again later tonight and kind of do another one in a few hours to see where we're sitting. Because I'm interested to see kind of where this plays out. And here's why. I wanted a much more drastic, nasty looking candle. I wanted some panic to set in. I wanted this action right here from a couple days ago. That's what I wanted to happen right here. I mean, I can't complain because it went down and it touched it, but I was really hoping to wick down into here and cause some real panic and cause some real big buy orders as well. It didn't do that, but it did hit. It did bounce pretty nicely, and we're already back up above 52, which you guys know is a very significant line in Bitcoin. We're going to have to see if it can break through 52 and hold. We can watch that on the hourly. And it's just something we have to watch here for a little bit. The last time it did this, it came back down and almost touched it again. That was on the previous move way back here. Reset this. On this move, you can see we had 2 days where we kind of sat here on the line before we moved up. So that could easily come into play again. It's also good to note that 52 is a very major area. It's one of our three main areas. And so if we can close above it on the daily after touching this line, I'd be feeling pretty good and looking for another retest and then coming up to try to break 55. And then Bitcoin kind of just trading sideways up this line for a while and just letting alts go berserk. That's what I'm hoping. Now, I've also said in a number of videos and a number of tweets, if this line does not hold, what happens? So when I'm charting, I always look for the most obvious level of support and resistance. Like, what is the most obvious level? The first one was this. Like, this is obvious. Our two biggest runs we've had came off of this support line. And it's finally come back down and tapped it again. Finally. And the big time traders trade off trends like this. I mean, they really do. But now they're watching the same thing I'm watching, is does it hold? It held here. We bounced off here and went up. It held here nicely. We had a huge run. Now what happens now? Does it hold and does it bounce up? And that's what we have to watch over the next few hours even and days. I would not be surprised or care if we wicked down into the mid 40s as long as it's a quick buy up and we're back above the green line. Here's what happens. If we continue this way like this and then we get into here and we fall through the green line, then our only level of support is 52, which we have broken multiple times, right? And so if that breaks, what is the next logical support? If this breaks tonight, what is the next logical support? I mean, you could claim this or this, whatever. But anybody can look and see the most logical support is right here. Why? Because almost every time in bull runs and in charts, you'll see these runs come up and you'll see them come back down and they'll check this level to claim it as a support level. That's all I wanted to see here. I was hoping so bad that right here this would come down and hit right off this line, because it would have been just such, confirmation that this is support, this is it. But there was so many front running orders here because everyone thought it was going to come down to this level that it got bought up early, and it made us go through all this stuff that happened. And now we're back down and we're testing this level. And the question is, was there enough buyers here? Because this was our low, right? Was there enough buyers here to keep us from falling through? And that's the question. And that's what we got to watch. So it hit my green line. I'm excited. It's bouncing right now, which is good. Honestly, I hope it holds. I really do. I will say I got filled on some orders. I didn't get my deep orders because we didn't get that violent wick that I was wanting, that would cause panic in the streets and of crypto world. We didn't get that. It was kind of a nonchalant, just, we just kind of fell over and we finally hit it. And so that bugs me a little bit, because it was not as violent and it was not as panic driven as I would have liked. I know that might sound kind of ridiculous, but the only reason I'm okay with that is because this drive down was not crazy wicks and crazy panic either, and it bounced nicely and continued its road up. So that's what I'm watching over the next couple hours. I'm watching this on the hourly to see how Bitcoin reacts to this touch, and it is currently still fighting and getting above 52, which is a big deal. So yeah. What I would watch for immediately is this coming back right up to the 9, so somewhere in this area, and then seeing what happens. If we're rejected off the 9, we'll come back down to the 52 to test it again. If it doesn't hold, we're going to hit the green line again. And remember, every time we hit these things, it's like putting a hole in it. It gets weaker and weaker. If you got a boat and and you're poking holes in it as you go, the weaker it gets, right? And it's going to end up filling up with water and sinking. So these 52s and 55s and 58 levels have been hit so many different times, so they can easily break through and fall through. This green line has not been hit much. It just tapped this one time, so maybe that's enough, and we'll see what happens. Just a quick look at, let's look at H bar real quick. Doing the same thing. It's just living in the buy zone right now, you guys, just so you know. It's just living here. And once again, you had a chance to be filled all the way through the buy zone. I did. This candle right here, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you guys, this candle wick, this pisses me off pretty good. It went to 25.001 is what the low of this candle was on Binance USA. 0.2501. Sorry. 0.2501. I had a really nice order at 25 cents. So I literally missed that order by 1/1000th of a penny. That kind of sucks. I honestly think we might get another chance. That's because I haven't seen the panic in the streets. I haven't seen this right here. Bam! You see that thing? How quickly that happened? This is like a third of that. But maybe this was enough first, and then we just figured it out here, and we'll see. But I wouldn't even look at your alts right now. They're gonna take a beating along with this as Bitcoin figures out what it's gonna do. But I mean, it did it. It touched the line. So there it is. I'm happy with that. We'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm going to try to do another video maybe a few hours from now and kind of see where we are and talk about a couple other things with Bitcoin dominance and what is to come in the alt world now that this has happened and now that Bitcoin might be finding its bottom. I do believe we're going to see an alt season like we have not seen before. If you weren't around in 2017/18, then you don't even know what I'm talking about, but I will talk about it later in a video. All right, so for now, watch the hourly. Remember, this is what we've been talking about, so there's no reason to panic. Panic is when it starts to come down here and we go flying down. You know, I'm still not selling, but that's when other people panic, and that's when you get good buys. So do not be dismayed. Hang in there. It went right where we wanted it to. And I mean, on the daily, it looks really good. I cannot complain about this. If you were waiting for that level, I mean, look at that touch. It's been a long 2 months, but there it is. Now we just have to watch the reaction to it and see what happens. And we'll talk about that later. So I'll see you guys in a few hours. Peace out.